Alright, I apologize for that completely. Okay. So sorry for that. My internet broke. I'm in the middle of a storm right now. I'm so sorry for that.
Proof wires, man.
Alright, people are still here, right?
No one's gone. Power's kind of held the fort down.
Alright.
So, we're back, everyone. Sorry for that.
Oh my god, I forgot. My internet always like breaks for some reason.
We didn't lose 20 people to that, but...
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Alright. Well, let's get back into it.
Alright, sorry for that.
Like how we were just talking about. We're like, oh yeah, we'll be up late, and then we just both die.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Send back in your questions, because now we are 100% ready to go again.
Jeez, that's the one thing I was fearing that would happen, and it did.
Like right in the... That's right. You're in Florida, so you're getting hit by the hurricanes.
A little. Just a little. Just a little.
I mean, I assume you're kind of outside of the main wall, but...
Yeah, we're nowhere near that. But...
Deleted. Oh no.
Still not.
Under the likes. Are there gonna be puffles?
Yes. You might have
I
seen
was
them.
making that 3D model. What room? It is a room, and it is a haunted mansion. A whole video. Thanks, we appreciate it. Halloween party planned. Well, that's what we're designing right now. We're designing a room for it.
Very true.
Shirt with my profile picture. Pay us enough money and we'll do it.
Probably.
I'm gonna make a video on y'all. We appreciate it.
Very much.
Comment. Pour him in. Hello. Pants and poultry. What's up, plants and poultry? How you doing? Throw out these mac and cheese bins, so I'll be back in a minute.
Jeez, who's a mac and cheese? Alright, I'm gonna take some questions. I'm gonna read some. And, sorry for the lag. I don't know if I can really help it. Hold on, let me pop out chat real quick so I can read what you guys are saying. Alright. When will the game be released? On the 24th, officially.
Oh, God, voice crack. Delightful. Let's see what else we got. Dude, remember when puffles were the hardest thing to make? They still are.
Yeah. And,
A heck of a lot of things advertising.
have you guys developed anything in the past? Well, I've done a bunch of Toontown servers back when I was like 9, 10. But Snowfire, he was one of the developers for Cloud Penguin. And I swear, I'm very grateful for him. He's such an amazing guy.
A good boy.
Very nice boy.
Best of us. I don't know if Paolo has done anything. I don't know if Andrew's done anything. I've been a Flash designer for about, I'd say like 4 or 5 years now. I became a 3D modeler about 2 years ago, but I'm not very good, so it's a dichotomy, you know? What else we got going on? Is it possible that there will be controller support? We did not think about that.
Probably.
But,
I mean, it should be not hard. We'll see how it rolls.
Neither can we. I mean, we're a bit worried about servers, but other than that, we are super excited to release. It's been a great ride. Is allowed? Yes, they are allowed. How many years do you have? I'm assuming that means our ages. I am going on 18 in a few months. Eve is 15?
Wait. Oh, you mean me?
Yeah.
14.
You're off.
I'll be honest with that one.
I'm 17 right now. Gonna go on 18 in a few months. I'm excited. You guys have any side projects, or is your main focus CV3D? I have a private server that is reviving old Club Penguin concept art to like Club Penguin Swifts that you can play on and experience for real. That's my main thing. Relic Penguin. Check out our Discord server. Well, I do not know if you have any main side projects, but you can talk about that.
Personally, I don't really have any side projects. I just do 3D modeling in my spare time, come up with concepts for stuff that I may want to do in the future, if there is an after Club Penguin 3D, which I don't think there will be, but that's just my take on it.
And 40. Yes. Let's do it, guys. I'll become a 4D modeler. A model in time.
Hold on. Let me answer some questions about my age, apparently. My voice does sound very old, I'll admit to that, but it just goes to show you, whatever age you are, or how mature you are, well, kinda, whatever age you are, you can make and, create such a great community. And that just goes to show you, don't ever doubt yourself about anything. If you wanna, do anything, then you do that.
I agree. I think I started doing game design and stuff when I was got into it when I was about 11, and I was learning 80s style basic, and that's just evolved into like a full love of computing and designing and manufacturing that still translates, and I'm probably going to be going to college for that kind of career, so dreams. That's where I'm going with this little spiel. Let's see what else we got in here. When you plan for a fair party, we'll have the mini games from Club Penguin. Well, we'll try to make them a bit different, so you can, for example, like the shooting game might have like more of a depth angle than it did, as it does have a depth angle. But yeah, we are planning to do some of the mini games, if not all of them. Do your parents know about your projects? I can tell you that my parents have heard that I've been doing 3D modeling on the side a bit. As for main projects, I think I told my mother about it, my father, but do you take the ideas from the Flash files? Yes. Invite us to your side project. I will. I don't know. I was never really like, hey, let me send an invite link in the announcements or CV3D, but if I got the blessing from the owners, I could do that. Why not?
Wait, also, real quick, let me just answer the previous question. My parents are aware about my projects. They know my 3D modeling and stuff. They're very supportive, and I appreciate that. So shout out to my parents for being pretty cool about it.
Love you, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
What if you guys made an Easter egg with me in it in the Haunted Mansion room? Pay us money and we'll do it.
If you pay us about $20.
I got no problem with that. If you got paid to make a CP Battle Royale for 1K, would you? I have no decision, but let's just say I would be leaving the team in disgrace.
Pretty much.
Let's see. Easter egg. We do have Easter eggs. We have a lot planned. I first talked to Will about making the battle reaction video. I was shocked about how old he sounded. I was too. When I first talked to Will, I knew his age and I didn't really know anything else. I was like, oh, this 14-year-old, he's going to sound like a squeaker. He's got a deeper voice than I do, and I'm almost 18. Yeah. Please spell the name of the CPS you plan on making. It's Relic Penguin, so it's RELIC Penguin. I'm in my senior year and I haven't done anything significant towards my dream career. Oof. You know what? if you go to college as an undecided, who cares? It wasn't really like I was planning my entire life. I need to go to college for this, but honestly, I did a lot of my college research in the last couple of months, so it's never too late to start worrying about your education.
I'm not even in college.
Right.
I can't give my opinion on that.
We cut you off. Hey, Pop, do you not have a mic? Well, I feel like everyone else is kind of hearing me relatively okay. So, I turned it off and on. Well, I'm 12, but if I ever start a project, I'm going to have to keep it from my parents because they've never understood that I can navigate the internet safely and understand these things.
I might input on that a little bit. I mean, I realize I understand a lot of people, you know, their parents, you know, aren't so understanding of, you know, stuff online as others may be, such as my parents. But, you know, that's just the kind of risk you have to take. But if you want to do it and you know it's safe, then pursue it.
I agree. My parents have kind of let go a little bit in terms of internet safety, but when I was a little kid, like when I was about Will's age, nope, I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone on the internet. I actually started doing this project when I first joined because I didn't know how anyone would feel about it, but the room already looks so good and it's just been started.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Well, almost 17 in junior rip me. Like I said, never too late to start looking. Like just start, like for me, if anyone wants Palp's sexy college advice, make a mental list or a physical list, because that helps too, of all of the things that you find interesting in your life and order them in order of which one would you like to pursue a career in. Because you got to have a career that you're at least somewhat happy with, in my opinion.
It's pretty true.
What are your thoughts on the recent Tomago 2474 Snapchat hacking?
Personally, I can't really give my opinion on that, but I know who he is, and I really enjoy his content. That's all I could say.
Well, I don't. I just think the whole situation is kind of, college is for smart people. I'm a gamer. Gamers rise up. Stand up to the Chads of the world. Will there be a party hat for the first day of CP3D? Our party hat is going to be 24th to October 26th. Get it while it's still hot. It'll never come back again.
Ever, by the way.
Let's see what else we got. Someone's asking about the CP2 story, but let's check out the rest of the questions before we get to that.
Yeah, I'll keep that.
Will it be possible to create your own hats? Did you pay for a Cinema 4D license?
I'm pretty sure I did back in the past. Either that or I got like a student version.
Thinking about making something crazy like Herbert making robot crabs and attacking the island, you have to throw snowballs to make them explode. Once again, back to our main thesis of the night. We need to get things off the ground before we can start making plans of that magnitude. Excuse me. That was disgusting.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Parents won't even allow me to get a computer. Keep trying, man. With decals submitted from your computer, what? Oh, would it be crossed with your own hats with decals submitted from your computer? This is part 2 of the question. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Once again, no, we're gonna stick to the CP. Make your own content is probably gonna be restricted to a few options, but if people really want it, maybe we'll discuss. I know what I want to do, but the thing is actually putting in practice. I want to animate, but I haven't done a finished animation in years. Well, I'm not really an animation expert. Man, just going for it. Finish up an animation that you had before, or even start a new one, and just get it done. You'll feel way better afterward. Add a YouTube pin. Probably not. Good work, at least a 7 or 8. Thank you very much. Do you guys like your Discord community?
Yes.
The Discord community. I think they're awesome. Question: Will we be able to choose different color pens anytime, or do we just stick to one color? You can, it's the same as, sorry, I'm stuttering on my words. It's the same as CP Classic. Same exact way that it works there, it'll work here. That you guys have spent over a year on the safety of CP3D. Is it safe from possible hacking? Other CPPSs have been pretty feisty recently. We're pretty confident in our security. Happens, we'll have to, you know, handle it. We'll handle it like we would. Flipnote Studio 3D expert. Oh, heck yeah. Flipnote Studio was my jam as a kid. That's where I really got into... I mean, my animations weren't good, and I could probably... I'll honestly try to find mine, because I had some really dumb ones. What else we got? Once the game is up and going, how often will the clothing catalog be updated? Once a month. Standard CP procedure. Will it be on 17 in NZ or 8? What? Will it be on 17 in NZ or 18? I don't really understand what the... Is NZ New Zealand? I don't know. Please, Bendy, just submit your question with some clearer wording so I can understand where that's going. Oh, it is New Zealand. Okay. Will it be on 17 in New Zealand or 18? Oh, they're asking about time. What we got else? Anyone remember Gadget or that one series made by Anthony? Are you gonna make original CP clothes? Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta change the music. It's Christmas.
It is Christmas music. I mean, that's fine. Christmas music is good music. Whatever. Tracks. Could just loop the nightclub Halloween song for like 4 hours straight, given the ability, because it's so good.
Oh yeah, I forgot I can do that. Wait, real quick, want to jump off at like the questions for a little bit. I don't know. Do you want to share maybe like Halloween memories on Club Penguin, IRL, or etc.? You know.
Halloween members. I'm sorry, I just had a stroke. Can you repeat that, please?
Basically, I don't know. Do you want to share like Halloween memories, like real life Club Penguin? You know.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, Halloween memories from my childhood. That makes more sense. All right, I can do that. Let me think about that for a sec. I'm trying to think. I remember going. I never did a Club Penguin Halloween costume, unfortunately. However, I did have a birthday cake of Gary the Gadget Guy once. It's a great birthday cake, by the way. I recommend for your kids. For Halloween's. I remember to bring back the conversation to Club Penguin, which is kind of what I've been trying to avoid. I joined Club Penguin in October of 2009. Halloween party was the first one where I was really like there. Realized that you could get an anniversary hat. I got the pin, but not the hat because I'm an idiot. And I remember going around doing the candy hunt, and the one thing I can specifically remember is 1, and 2, there was a piece of candy hidden in the ice rink light. Those are the... I remember nothing else of that party. Oh wait, no, there's one more thing I remember. The back lantern, or hitting the mine lantern that was green to like open up the secret laboratory. I thought that was awesome as a kid. You could like reanimate Frankenstein.
Oh, that was pretty cool. I remember that.
That was awesome. That blew my my 8-year-old mind. But back to real life Halloween stories. I'm trying to think because I wasn't really like the biggest Halloween fan growing up because I don't like candy that much. I really just kind of did it for the costumes. My most vivid Halloween memories are actually of the ones where I didn't go trick-or-treating and I just hung out with people. So I don't really have many memories outside of my friend in 3rd grade making a full Ash Ketchum costume and me being the most jealous kid because he had an Ash Ketchum costume and I was very angry about it. God. Have the donors complained about the game being detected as a virus? I think everyone's complained about the game being detected as a virus at some point. Is the most awful with it because it puts it in the virus chest and then leaves it there. From 3D. Well, I think it's important to understand a very important distinction. We're a fan work. As much as we love this game and we love all of you, we are a fan work. Is the true quote unquote successor. You know, like, dislike, indifferent, but that is true. It is the successor. Let's see what else we got. Will merch ever be made for CB3 or any kind of physical objects we can buy? We've battered around the idea in the wee hours of the night about things like CB3D Con.
Oh, I don't know. It's like I think it's in over my head a little too much with that one.
Oh no, I just want to. I mean, whatever.
But I mean, games like CPR have done it. But if the popularity grows a lot, then maybe that'll happen. We'll have to see.
Big, but we're ready. We're ready for that jump. My first pumpkin carving was a Puffle. LOL. The last one I remember doing was the Pokemon Haunter. I remember doing that one and loving that pumpkin because it came out super well. And then it started rotting and I didn't like it anymore. Oh, my teachers gave me an award with a bunch of Club Penguin stuff on it.
Lucky.
My Club Penguin cape is still better. So we got also Club Penguin 3D glasses. 3D glasses on a 3D penguin in a 3D world.
Yes.
Yes, I have done that, but I have to definitely look at it because it didn't come out too well on first. Had an Ash Ketchum Halloween costume at some point. I am jealous of you. I used to advertise CP to every kid in my elementary school. Yeah, I also did that. Regrettable moment. It's like, this is the best game ever. I think, personally, although my favorite game ever made is Pokemon Platinum, I think the game that's had the most influence on my life is probably Club Penguin, as terrible and nerdy as that sounds. It's just true. I can't fight it. That game has had such an impact on my life and the way I perceive game development and how I have gotten into communities and, Let me see what else we got. You get the massive support like Toontown Written, and you have the original owner join and talk about stuff. That would be the dream, but...
Hold on. Real quick before we continue to questions, I'm gonna turn off the stream for like 1 second so I could fix some encoding issues real quick. That's fine. So keep staying here.
You cut out first.
I'm just gonna turn off the stream for like a second just to change one of the settings, and then I'll turn it back on in like a second. So hold on. Okay, hopefully that should fix some issues. Now that I changed one of the settings, hopefully it works a little better. Alright, we're back now. Back live. Sorry for that.
Alright, we are back. So, favorite old game other than Club Penguin has to be Fusion Fall. I was never a Fusion Fall kid.
I do know Dylan in our server is a Fusion Fall fan, but when I was a kid, UB Funkies and Toontown were my favorites.
Pop Tropica was a big one for me. Because I was always like fascinated with like the puzzle element. I was always like a big old brain teaser kid. I was a giant nerd basically. That satisfaction of solving a puzzle. I found Myst a bit later, but I also thoroughly enjoyed Myst when I first played it. I was like writing notes down in my journal and doing all that. It was fun. That game is, by the way, if you want a puzzle game, play Myst. I feel like I'm saying that. Like, I feel like I go deep inhale. What else we got going on every time? But I don't care. It's my my nervous tick. Palp, how's your Discord? I think we're at like 50 members right now. There hasn't been a lot of development because I've been kind of pulled in a few different directions in terms of development, but I actually just was doing some work on it before I joined the stream. Ice Kid as well. I never even saw Transform Ice because as a kid I didn't really get the Club Penguin had like a development team. I thought it just kind of existed. Rockets now until a little bit later. Penguin 3D have a launcher thing like Toontown where it checks for updates. I believe that's a yes. I think we could say that that's a yes with certainty.
Yeah, we already are probably gonna have a launcher that's gonna update itself because I know Snowfire is pretty adamant about that, and I would really like that as well.
Doing the I hate to spill the beans about how he developed, but every single time a new version came out, it was just another download link, and you could never have a stable version without like being like, this has to go in the trash can in a few days. So I personally am extremely happy about the updater being a thing now.
Very true.
Let's see what else we got. Last time I'm going to say this since you forgot about my question, but here it is. Will you guys keep rarity of seasonal items? My question, so I personally apologize on behalf of the stream. I guess on behalf of us too, but people. Will you guys keep rarity of seasonal items? Well, I mean, we're probably going to have like a list of ones that return, but maybe some will be rarer than others. Who knows? Using to create the buildings and the models. Depends on the modeler. We've used everything from Cinema 4D to Blender to SketchUp. The main one of choice for us is generally going to be Blender. Yeah. I know Will uses C4D. Those are the only two programs that are circulating. I don't think anyone's using like Maya or anything.
I don't think so either. But I'll be honest on the software I use, Cinema 4D. It has a very bad reputation, and I hope I could switch to maybe Blender or 3ds Max in the future because that works a lot better when exporting to Unity. And I'll admit to that. I'll admit to that definitely.
Kind of the main reason why I switched over from my old SketchUp days is because translating over to Unity was terrible. Plus, Blender doesn't really do that well with curves. 3D modeling software. Just did. So wait, CP3D is on a 2D screen. Would you make Oculus Rift support later?
That is a very good question.
Oh, God. Gross.
It depends. If people would really like to see that, then you know what? That's a big promotional point for us. You know, it's like Club Penguin 3D, actual in 3D, freaking with the Oculus Rift or the Vive. That'd be pretty cool.
Why?
Let me pick out a few.
Super duper complicated, in my opinion. Yeah. Blender was my biggest hurdle when I first started using it because it is ridiculously complicated to start off, but would recommend looking up some tutorials and just learn it on your own because I got some advice from some of the other modelers on the team to get into Blender. So just keep trying. Trust me, it gets better. There's so many shortcuts and stuff. Yeah, no, my God, the shortcuts on Blender are ridiculous. You can't even add a model without going Shift A. It's pretty bad. You have a good time, you swood dudes. You're a pretty swood guy myself. No grommets allowed here. Planned. Oops. Are CB3D rooms gonna have a player limit, or can anyone get in?
Most likely a player limit because, I mean, even with the game being 3D, it is gonna be such a chore to, you know, fix lag and manage the servers. So there's probably gonna be a player limit.
Against Cheat Engine or WPE Pro? Yes.
Yeah.
I should check out Blender more as soon as I get a VR headset for VR chat. Okay. What is it? This is a haunted mansion for the Halloween party. A little bit way to trade/sell items. No. Obviously, this is gonna sound like kind of conceited, but we want our rare players to feel like they're being rewarded for being common and being, relatively early in the development and, whatever.
Yeah, because the only, instance of trading on Club Penguin was gifting, Christmas items that one time, but that's all I could think of.
It's not even, that was literally just you buy the item that was, current and give it to another player that was current. So, let's see what else we got. Development and school/college life. Yes, I would say that, especially with me having as many projects as I do, both 2D and 3D, it gets a bit hard to juggle. I have college essays, college stuff to juggle. I've got this, I've got my own project, I've got work, but time management is the key.
I'm gonna be cruelly honest when I'm talking about school. School, I do decent, but to be honest, I horribly dislike school a lot. And I mean that I know that sounds like, average teen hating school rebel, but I'm not a rebel. I'm just a very quiet person, but I really hate school. I'm gonna be honest with that one.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair.
Not the biggest fan, but I'm just trying to keep my grades up so colleges will accept me, Next stage of my life.
Also, real quick, I just want to ask all the viewers, so as you know, there is a Club Penguin song called I've Been Delayed. Now, this is going to be used in the game for sure, but I would really like to know, would you want more of the songs from, I think it was Taz 1000, the artist that made I've Been Delayed? Would you want more songs made by the bands who made I've Been Delayed in the game, such as Parks Canada, etc.?
A lot of their songs, honestly, I think personally, don't crucify me, everybody. I think I've Been Delayed is not as good as people give it credit for, and I think a lot of their music is a lot better than I've Been Delayed.
Yeah, I think I'll agree on that one.
I think it just gets really repetitive.
Sometimes it does. I know Parks Canada, that is number one for me, personally.
Not gonna lie. Alright, so let's see what else we got going on. I said it again, God dang it. Games. If you can design and work on a game, school isn't as important. Well, a game is something that you can do at any point in your life. School, you only get the option to really do well one time.
Yeah.
So you gotta try and stay, I'm not saying be the valedictorian or whatever, but your number one priority. Because it's gonna bite you later.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dad giving support to all my children.
All the youngins, even though I am probably one of the youngest people here.
I wouldn't say that. You're probably on the upper epsilon.
Maybe.
You guys have Club Penguin Island music. I didn't even know that Club Penguin Island had good music, so oops.
I have a list of resources, like a list of resources for Club Penguin Island music. The thing is, the music choices won't fit our game style, and I'll be honest with that one. It just doesn't really fit what we are going for at all. And so
the
it won't be
guy stuff would be like, I'd assume there would be like a lot of mature music that doesn't really fit us. I'd assume. I don't really I'm not the biggest, but there'd be a lot more swelled up music, and we're kind of going for more of a local experience, kind of like the first time you logged into Club Penguin, where you were like, oh, it's just a little tight knit community,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of our goal.
Let me answer one of these questions real quick. What will you guys do for the April Fool's party if you make one? There will be, since this is 3D, there are good things and bad things for an April Fool's party. There's a lot of good things though, and once we do have an April Fool's party, it will be so great, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. We're gonna put in so many, 3D model gags, like, a lot of jokes that we could illustrate better. It's gonna be terrific, and I promise you that 100%. It's gonna be so great, because I'm pretty sure almost everyone on the team are basically just a bunch of impractical jokers, like on the inside. And I think once we do that, all of our ideas will like come full circle with the April Fool's party.
So many ideas for an April Fool's party. So, full disclosure, April Fool's Day is my favorite holiday of the year, even more so than something like Christmas, because I am a huge fan of jokes and gags and pranks. So, extremely excited to be able to pull out all the stops on 3D modeling gags, texturing gags, game design gags, and then just normal run-of-the-mill, haha, April Fool's jokes. So, on April Fool's Day, it is 100% me. I am extremely excited.
Same.
I just definitely don't want to be in a stream. Fair enough. A realistic iceberg room in 3D. It's there. I know people that never went to college. They self-taught themselves about hardware and software. They are freelancers that owns their own house before the age of 25. A lot of people can do that, but hurts, and for a lot of people, it's necessary. So I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer in making your education your priority for at least until you're out of college. But and I can't really, not one size fits all. Everyone kind of has their own opinions. So I'm not trying to like dictate the way that you should operate. I'm just kind of giving my own opinions.
Yeah, I'm self-taught with mostly everything I do. I mean, there will be a few times I look at YouTube tutorials, but I don't know, being self-taught kind of gives you a bit of freedom on like how you're taught and what techniques,
Yeah. I've been self-taught in a lot of things. Adobe Flash is completely self-taught. Blender is relatively self-taught, except for a few things. I'm learning Java right now in a pretty constructive classroom setting, and it's actually helping me a lot to be able to keep on commitment, being able to brush up on programming skills. So for me, I think it's just certain things where I like being taught by myself, and there's certain points where I'm just like, I want to be in a classroom setting. So it really just depends on the program for me. Every year I get 1 C+ in language arts. I can never get anything above that, lol. Make sure to write with more details, more descriptive language, and look up go on a thesaurus to expand your vocab a bit. Those are my personal little takes on language arts as someone who is in college level English courses right now and is doing relatively well in them. This joke. What is the name of a fish that falls from a building? I cannot even. My new. It's tunas.
I'll give that a 6 out of 10. That was pretty good. Pretty nice.
It's a terrible joke. So there's a question you've asked the time. How long have you been developing? In general, or just this game? Please be specific. But it's halfway through the road at 9 p.m. How long does it play on your pizza growing up? That's a Common Core question right there, Bendy.
Hold on, let me see if I could read it a little bit, because it depends, like, what you mean. We've started the idea in 2017 when Club Penguin originally closed. We first started developing around November, December of 2017, because everything else was just, getting core models ready, experimenting with ideas like, hey, is this idea gonna work? Or, it's like, what should we, do? Should we put concept art in the game from the original? Or, it was just a lot of that for the first few months.
Let's just say in terms of concept art, Relic couldn't have gotten anywhere without some very specific help from my friends over at Club Penguin 3D. I feel like going to college is mandatory to be successful. Not in every career, but if you want a career in math, science, English, history, computers, anything in that field, anything basically that isn't manual labor, college is, at this point, mostly a necessity.
Yeah, and
it is extremely expensive, but job. Of course it doesn't. I'm kind of mixing questions together. I don't know how this turned into a college debate, but oops.
But I'll insert my little opinion just as like an ending thing. But my own mother went to college for teaching. She's a teacher, and I could have sworn every week she says I regret going to college. She does not like her job one bit, and I'll be honest about that. She really just dislikes her job completely. But I mean, in modern day, for some jobs now, you don't really need degrees, but for some you do. So it really depends what kind of job you're going for.
It's got to be. College isn't right for everyone.
Yeah.
It's got to be right for you. If you don't want to go to college and you don't want a career in that field, you can't. It won't be good. You'll just be wasting your money. Have a job, and you know that you need to go to college to get that job. You need to go to college to get that job, obviously. So it's all about your own mental state. It's just people that don't want to go. That's fine. I don't hold any disrespect to my heart for people that don't go to college. Just for me personally, also to add on to the teacher thing, both my parents are teachers too, and they somewhat like their jobs, but they're not very happy about their student loans. Is it possible that there would be special dances? Yes. Let me see, anything else is left. College, if you want to pursue and think you would like it, but overall do what you want. Exactly, that's the thesis. Got a question, 3 days to beta. What does that mean? Will be open to the public for beta testing or the beta test? 3 days from now, every single person will be allowed to play Club Penguin 3D at their leisure.
I just wonder how the servers are going to handle it, and...
Oh lord, don't even get me started, I'm worried.
Let me just take a little bet here. Don't get mad at us if servers aren't the most stable thing on launch or beta. Just realize there's going to be 400 plus people, maybe even 1,000 people. You know, so you can't.
Benny, I wasn't ignoring you. I said your question looks like a Common Core question. I didn't ignore you.
I don't know. I wouldn't really know how to answer that. I'll be honest with that one.
9 a.m. and was halfway through the road at 9 p.m. How long does Penguin eat pizza before they're running out? Well, that's hard. You have to calculate the third derivative of the road angle.
I wouldn't
like
know.
The half-life of stomach acid.
Don't ask me. I have a C in algebra and math. Don't ask me, please.
I have right now. I'm actually failing my math course, but I've only had like 2 tests, so it's more of a I screwed up a bit, but I can recover. Not as much as a foot in the grave. Let's see. Show off anything in the game at the end of the stream? No, we're not showing off anything. We're keeping everything as secretive as we can, other than this model.
Because we're so close to release. I don't think it's worth to show any more than we already have.
Keep you excited for a little bit more, just a little bit more of a taste. That's all. As a dance/emote. Wow, I asked the stupidest question ever. Well, even our models aren't set. Our base model isn't even a T-pose, so...
Yeah, I'll be honest with that one. That's my fault.
Not really worried.
But I'll be completely honest with that one.
I have a C in Algebra 2 right now, but who doesn't? I had a C in Algebra 2 for a very long time. And I think I ended up with like a B- in Algebra 2 either. I did great in geometry though. Geometry was really, really easy. He gave us the first and last letter of an item. BT.
Good luck with that one. Let me see. Hold on, let me read this one. Can you please not add beds? I don't think we really plan to add that stuff anyway. I don't know.
Well, penguin sleep standing up. Why would we add beds?
Yeah. We've went to Antarctica ourselves.
My favorite Rocket Snow quote. Will you add beds? Why? Penguin sleep standing up.
Exactly.
Such a good line. I never understood it as a kid, like why there were no beds, but it's funnier that way. Plus, if you want to make beds, you can just like my strategy as a kid was always 2 bamboo sofas, just stick them together and you make a bed. I'm doing it, but that was mine. Cowboy hat, yes. It's not the item, that's just a thing. The item was beta hat. Ooh, in chemistry last year I had an F for most of the semester and just barely passed the D+ thanks to my final. Chemistry was rough for me. I mean, I did fine, but like it was definitely a class where you have to just work. This might be a good time to actually talk about the Club Penguin 2 story and the Club Penguin stuff, because it seems like not a lot of questions are pouring. So, going up, go for it.
Let me see if I can pick out some. So make sure to keep sending in the questions. Let me see. Ignoring. No, I'm not ignoring. Yes, this is the haunted house from 2010 Club Penguin. Just don't, correct me on that, because I don't really. I get confused with the years, but other than that, I am a Club Penguin expert. But I wouldn't really brag on that, to be honest.
Howdy, y'all. I'm back.
Alright.
Just getting a nice, refreshing drink.
It will be special
My throat's
dances.
getting dry.
Let me see.
Me?
Yeah. Someone says, am I a fan of Pookies? I was never into that, but if you're into that, then that is just one of your interests, and I won't hold that against you.
Let me interject with live Pookie RP starting relatively soon on the Club Penguin 3 stream. Anyway.
Let me see.
Ignoring my question. What questions have we been ignoring? I thought we've been hitting most of them.
Let me see. We can't really say any of the special dances because we haven't really come up with them, but I'm pretty sure one of the items in the original was, I think, a music jam shirt. You put it on, then you could like break dance with a boombox or something like that.
My favorite was probably. Honestly, I think my favorite as a kid was the animation where you could take pictures. That was a good one.
I think I might remember that one.
The world to animate, but it was always like my personal favorite. Bug Champ. Oh yes.
Let me see if I can take questions. Yes, there are already Puffles in the game. I think one of the pre-beta builds that we uploaded on our channel recently had shown Puffles, but Puffles are already in the game, fully functioning, fully working, all sorted out with the Puffles is very good. Everything's working just fine. Let me see. Who is talking? There is Palpatine. He's one of the developers. And then there is me, Will. I'm the founder, creator, if you want to call it that. And a few other people.
It's me and Will. We've been doing streams for a very long time. I think I did one of the first ever streams when I hosted the alpha, and I am basically pretty much the oldest developer that isn't a main owner on the server. I think I'm one of the only people. I think I'm the only person from the only developer left from like the Alerty days. Pretty sure.
Shh, we don't mention those. Just a heads up right there. Just a heads up. Just making sure.
Dark
Ages right there.
the one that's back. Yeah, because I think right after that, Snow got hired, and then everyone else came in. So I think I'm the only one left in that time. So I guess I'm the senior developer, everybody.
Yeah, the whole staff now, amazing people. I am totally content with the staff. I have no issues at all.
Hard agree there. I'm pretty content with a lot of our staff team. I think there could be a little bit more work, certain names and faces around the team, but overall everyone's working as relatively hard as they can, especially people like Snow and Paolo, even Blitz. On Horn, but I've been doing a lot of modeling work on the side. I've been testing the Mac version, and people like Will, I don't know if I mentioned Paolo yet, but just all the main developers that have been going at it, I send out my love to all of them.
Let me bang out a few questions that I might have missed. Let me see. We might add the recycling plant. I think that'd be a good message to add.
It was a model that I had been doing for a while, but it was one of the early Blender ones, so I had no clue what I was doing. I would go back and do it at some point.
Let's see. We don't plan to have membership at all. We are not planning that, nor will we ever have it. Everything will be free in the game. No membership limits.
The only thing that we would ever really be doing in terms of payment is, the 3D team has been extremely divided on this matter, but perks that we could have, like, kind of like donator backgrounds, not like anything like insane like loot boxes or anything, but like optional items for payment. We've been torn. There's been a lot of about it, but as for now, we're not planning it. Everything is completely free. It'll depend on our financial situation and how big we get, really. No, don't make the recycling plant. Ew.
What do you mean?
What would you want over the recycling plant?
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a bit of a sucker for the classic mine design, where it's just an isolated location in an ancient area, but can't really do that anymore because there's been a lot of really cool things that have been going. Even the entrance to the forest that made it a bit less isolated was a disappointment, but an ease of access, really. Will there be anime girls in CB3D?
Unfortunately. I don't think so.
I've been fighting for it for years, but I've been rejected.
That's not happening.
Stop it, Will. Let's see. Never make wigs. We're making wigs.
That was in the original, so... Penguins need wigs.
They were insanely popular. Not everyone, because they weren't, people say don't make wigs, but they were pretty popular among people, and, my CP avatar generally wears one. Let's see. Because when you make a Slam Jam joke or something on April Fool's, Slam Jam, is that?
I think that's Space Jam. Maybe. I'll need to see if that is necessary.
And Slam. Don't bring the stadium, please. Only ice rink. I pitch, but not the stadium. The stadium was horrible.
I don't know. Let me see if I could find a question. Can I play single white glove thriller? I would, as much as I'd love to play some MJ music. I can't copyright, but I wish I could.
Train B. Simultaneously depart Station A and Station B. Station A and Station B are 252.5 miles apart from each other. Train A is moving at 124.7 miles per hour towards Station B, and Train B is moving at 24. Oh my god, stop. No more train questions.
You could ask Google.
Clean energy or fossil? Will boats run off of clean energy or fossil fuels? Well, it's an older machine. Probably will be running on some good old-fashioned oil, but it would be creating in the future. We're gonna try and make solar powered or something of that nature. Nuclear powered. Oh, sorry. Let's see. If a female wears hair in any kind of feminine clothes, they'll immediately be considered a word I probably can't say on the stream. Can't really, if we let's think about this legitimately. If we don't allow people to show off their masculinity or femininity, it's kind of locking people off from being able to play the game in the way that they wish.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make it as inclusive as we can.
Yeah.
I hate math, but yet I'm in an honors algebra 2 class. I hate math too, and I'm in a calc class right now. Please. I didn't see your question, Divinity. Let me go and look up a bit.
It depends, because...
The $10 tier, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you will.
Let me see.
What program are you guys using? Cinema 4D and Blender.
Currently, the one you're seeing is Cinema 4D, which is what I primarily use.
The stream where I'm hosting, you'll see Blender. But I haven't hosted in a while because of real life commitment. What modeling? Okay, we already went over that one. Calculus. Hard agree. Calculus is terrible. Not only males play games, we girls play games also, and I can't wait for this game to come out. Gamer girls, rise up. Let's go, ladies. God, discussing politics about a penguin game. Exactly. It's a non-important thing. We're trying to make this game as relatively apolitical as we can, in all the good, clean fun of the original.
Very true.
One match to enter a dark room containing an oil lamp, some kindling wood, and a newspaper. Which would you light first?
Oh my god.
That's an objective question.
This guy.
You might not be able, because if you light the newspaper, it's going to go out immediately. So no, not the newspaper. For the oil lamp, because oil burns the longest. Man, there goes my question. How long? Oh, sorry, Vartex. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's kind of hard to manage. How much longer will the stream last? It is 11:30 p.m. right now where we are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, check your time, dude. It's 11:30.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Neither did I. I've been having such a good time. Probably relatively soon, because I've got school in the morning.
I don't.
I might be turning in a bit earlier than will, but we'll figure it out. Match. Oops. Oh, wait, but yeah, I assumed that the match was lit. That's not fair. The chat, right? To avoid swearing, that word, which I also probably can't say on the stream, talk, etc. Yes, there will be a filter in the chat. There's a filter going on right now. I have to keep myself constantly in line to not say anything. Already slipped up a little bit, but I'm doing better.
I know. I never curse, so I'm pretty good. I don't really need to keep myself like that, but I could if I wanted to, but I don't know. Even like just saying I feel guilty.
Sailor. So, yes, there will be a filter in the in-game chat. It's already, I'm pretty sure it's already, yeah, it is already accounted for.
Yes.
So we already got the filter running. Don't worry about that. We're gonna make sure no adult content is spread. We're gonna keep it as kid-friendly as possible.
Thanks, Vartex.
Thank Will personally for supporting my community Discord. It's reached higher than any Discord I've had. I really can't thank you enough, Will. Sorry I read that out. Sorry I read that one.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Well, I appreciate you, the community doing this for Club Penguin 3D, and you know, making blogs and stuff. That is I appreciate that a lot. And if it weren't for you guys, then we probably still wouldn't be doing this.
Electric train is moving north at 100 miles per hour and the wind is blowing to the west at 10 miles an hour. Which way does the smoke blow? Upward. Is that where's my water as your wallpaper? I don't know. Well, you got where's my water as your wallpaper?
No. Hold on. No, that is just zombie penguins in the background.
I was gonna say, yeah, it looks like the
It
looks like
does.
the zombie penguins.
Dang, I remember.
Will there ever be custom music like for the music jam events if there will be any cadence or the band like old TP? Custom mascots. We'll have the classics. We'll have all of the ones that y'all know and love. It has no smoke. Oops. Riddles are entertaining to me.
Partially. Let me see. Will zombie penguins be a thing? Maybe. I've been opting for them for a while, but we'll see. We'll check on that later.
Hey Will, question from me. Remember last year at Halloween when you made the render for the really deformed ones? Do you still have that render?
From Club Penguin Shutdown, right?
No, not Shutdown. DVD of last year.
Was it some other zombie penguin?
Yeah, it was another zombie penguin, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I still have that model.
Say, that was a really good model. It was still naive. Oh, that was really cool. Should put that in or whatever. You guys showed off in the pre-beta footage. It's been scrapped,
Yeah, we're not really using
so it's not really important.
zombie
Does he eat
penguin.
brains or puffles? Probably brains, right? They wouldn't eat puffles.
They
gross.
eat select choices of vegan food and Jenny Craig. I'll be honest on that one.
They're penguins. You can kind of make them eat whatever you want. You are the creator here.
I don't know. Those are
See?
zombies. They don't really need to eat. I mean, unless they want to, but that's their choice. I'm not a zombie, so I wouldn't really know.
Room. Don't worry about the lake room too much. We have things coming. Looks like I got some. Oh no. Alright, whatever. I have power. If we did not give you the donated role already, I will give it to you right now if we can get some proof of your donation.
Yeah, he's already a donor. I know him.
Already a donor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good job. Sweet. Okay, cool. Donors get shout out in the stream. Probably not this one, but oh, it's turned out great so far. I remember in the beginning it just looked like a table wall. That's the power of 3D modeling. It's an incremental process.
Very true.
This game, you wonderful hex. We appreciate every single one of you, especially anyone who says that they can't wait for the game. Work is worth it, you know? Short animation when you neglect them, like instead of a card, a small animation of the running away will play. We're probably gonna go with, I would assume postcard, but
Yeah.
new postcard.
I know. I think an animation for that would be a little too traumatic for some of the young people. Because I know when I got that postcard, I might have shed a tear once or twice. So
I have as well.
I don't really know about that. It's a little too traumatic for me.
Only one left in the beginning of the stream. I don't really know. I don't really know who was here at the beginning because I was not here at the beginning. I was in the chat. I mean, I was speaking on the stream, but like I was not because I did not realize that we were using the channel. Would you guys mind if I made a website and then when the open beta is out, put the link for it? Yeah, no problems there. Open beta's out, we have no problems with you spreading the word. We'll be able to play instruments.
Probably.
There is planned. game go on the average computer? I think the frame rate is relatively stable on average computers. Stuff. I actually have a low-end laptop that I've been running 3D on for a long time, and it really just depends on the room. Crashed in the gift shop a couple of times, but that's just because that one is so ridiculously. I think you guys should add beds, even if they do not have a function. More like decor, you can probably do is sit on it and house idea a cabin with a fireplace. No beds. We're keeping it as classic as we can. No beds.
And no beds for more obvious reasons, but I don't think we should really do that.
Just standing up. What do we need beds for?
Yeah, they sleep standing up.
Standing up. What are they gonna do? They're not gonna need beds. It's dumb. There was this urban legend where if you didn't log on for too long, your puffles ate your penguin. I actually heard one that if you didn't log on for too long, your account would get deleted, which I think that one was real.
Yep, that one is real in activity.
I've heard it. You know, I've heard that one is real. That's why I always would log into my Penguin account, even when I stopped playing the game, just like once every 3 months to make sure it was still up. It was up. My last day, final minutes of Club Penguin, I sat in my igloo and just waited for the end.
I was in the snow fort when that happened. There was a whole circle around there. Dang. That was
Oh
sad.
yeah, I remember that. I saw screen caps of the Goodbye Club Penguin Snowfort stuff.
I don't know. Shout out to my parents again. They let me stay up till 3 a.m. live streaming it on a school night.
Yeah, I remember just doing it, and I shed a tear.
I might have cried a few times, but that's just me.
You're standing up. Will there be a sleeping emote? Possibly.
Maybe.
I feel like igloo customization would be on a whole new level. Well, since you have the ability to not have items piling on top of each other, we do hope that you feel that way. I'm extremely excited to create my old either one of two things. I'm either going to make it a full-on artist area with like some royalty emperor stuff going on to fit the Palpatine theme, or I'm just going to do a 1:1 ratio of my old Club Penguin igloo from when I was a kid. Not quite sure.
Either way, both would be cool.
Pocket Snail bought Club Penguin back. Happy, but it won't happen.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, I'm not betting on it, but if it happened, you know what? That'd be pretty cool because he's still pretty involved with the community, and I respect him for that. Because usually most owners of old games wouldn't do that, but he's been pretty involved, and I respect and appreciate him for that.
I don't think it'll happen because Disney generally does not let things go.
They're very stingy with copyrighted material.
But if it does happen, I would be a very excited young boy if I had gotten that. Are you all working on furniture items? Not at the moment. I was doing some, but it was for something a bit further in the future. As for Will, this has been his model of the day, right? That he's been doing right here. Mac version on launch. Yes, I'm actually testing the Mac version right now, sniffing out the bugs. CV3D trainer when? Hopefully never. The banhammer, it'll be messy.
Hold on, let me read this one. Alright. Is this technically a whole new game, or will it be able to be copyrighted by Disney? Everything except the name is 100% safe. It's only the mention of Club Penguin in the name, but we are not making membership or profit off of the game, so it won't, I don't believe that would happen, because everything, all of the assets are ours. We've all modeled them ourselves, so I don't really see that happening.
Let's see. What kind of staff are you currently looking for? Modelers, basically. The modelers team is extremely tight-knit, but we would love to have some new faces on the team, especially for models that none of us are really too keen on, especially snow. I personally hate snow with a burning passion. Let's see. Also, because PSA confirmed, will Herbert have a new design? Please answer. No, we're going with classic. Design choice is just classic but converted. Paul, I have not. I believe, Will, you have not either.
Wait, what was the question?
Just did.
I haven't used Maya before, but I've used 3ds Max, which is kind of like the same thing.
Joined after you. Nep was the first user on Discord. And custom animations. Possibly. New model is just baffling to me. I have no idea how you do this stuff. Practice. Lots and lots of practice.
It's just very time-consuming stuff.
Especially with Cinema 4D. I don't understand Cinema 4D at all. Baffling to me.
There's still stuff I don't know about the program. Like, a lot. And if I knew everything about the program, then, you know what? I'd be blowing through this thing, but I still, like, I didn't know what backface culling was until Snowfire was like, oh yeah, by the way, can you export the model, like, with that on? And I was like, wait, what is that? I didn't even know what it is, and now I realize what it was, and now, you know, I'm more aware of what it is.
Problem too with Blender, where it's like, hey, some of your models only have a single face. I'm like, oh, okay, delightful. Time to go back and figure out what that's about.
Exactly.
It's a mess. What we got here. I've never gotten the chance to touch snow in my entire life, so I would die just to see what it feels like. I live in a place where it is incredibly snowy, and snow, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, snow, you have to shovel it, it sucks. But I've always been a big fan of snow, and touching snow and feeling it, really great. So if you ever get the opportunity to go up to a northern area, I wholeheartedly recommend.
Because for most of my life I've lived in New Jersey, but now live in Florida, admittedly. I mean, that might sound a bit weird. It's like, you know, the owner of Club Penguin 3D lives in a sunny, bright place, but I miss the snow a lot. I dislike Florida with a passion, and I'll be honest about that. I miss New Jersey.
I'm from I'm been living, born and raised in New York, so I'm pretty okay with snow. I would like to go just a smidgen down south, not any further than like Pennsylvania or rural area, because New York is expensive and very urban. So I'd love to go live in like farmland, but I love where I live. No offense, Will, I despise Florida as well. I cannot get paid enough money to go there.
And I dislike it a lot as well.
In any of the Club Penguin stop motion films, I have not. I don't know if you have, Will.
Yeah, I've seen some. I've seen a lot of behind the scenes work from, I think I knew someone who worked on them, and then he showed me a few things, but, excuse me. But, they were a pretty cool concept, I think. Let me see if I could answer some more. Have I been affected by Hurricane Michael? No, not one bit at all. That affected more, I am southwest Florida. I'm like at the bottom of Florida. I'm not near the capital. But heart goes out to the people who have been affected by it, and I hope they are doing fine and well. Has anyone on your Discord criticized you because of my name? Not that I know of, because I never really chose my name, because my friend suggested it to me back in the day when I was like, hey, what should my new online name be? And he suggested one. I didn't know what it was at the time, and then I figured out it's an annoyance, and if you ever do, you know, figure that out, please just, you know, don't mention it to me. It's very annoying.
Honestly, I didn't even figure it out until later because I was never really into that series, and I was like, oh, okay. Now I was like, oh no, did I hit across someone of that fandom? But no, luckily for me, it was just a freak coincidence.
I don't know, because I was a fan a little before all that happened.
The first couple of games, and then 3 came out, and I was like, this is stupid, I'm done. Please, is that a Vela? I don't really know what that, I don't know what an Evel is. Levels, yeah. Please, levels for igloos and balconies. There is a split level igloo, but I don't really know how far we're going on igloos yet. It'll really depend on how well the game is held up. And I've been here my whole life. I've only exited the state once. My dream is Canada, and it's probably an untouchable hope, but I'll be thinking about it.
I'd love to live in Canada. That's really cool.
I don't really want to live in Canada, but I do want to live in a nice rural, snowy, because Canada's like a little bit too cold for me. That's like a bit of an insanity. I would recommend, if you want to live in Canada, go live in Canada. Chase that dream. Keep it strong. Keep it burning in your heart. Same, I live in Texas, but it snowed here a bit before. Yeah, I didn't think Texas, I mean, I know it doesn't snow insanely in Texas, but like even like, I've heard like the northern bit of Texas gets a little bit of snow. Yeah, I live very close to Canada. I live in Cali, it sucks. I know how Cali is going to be. I live in Seattle. Seattle's a great place.
Do I watch Taz, Bull, or Oscar 1? I don't know who Taz Bull is. Oscar 1, if you're talking about, what's his name? Let me think. That one guy that does, like, news, I can't think of him. Dang. Oscar 1, I think I know who you're talking about, but I just can't put my finger on it. But I
have literally no clue who either of them are, so that's my piece.
Oh no.
April Fool's joke, you can make the whole game Penguin Chat 2, but still keep the map,
That'd be...
Like Penguin Chat 2 as in like football chat? Because football chat was Penguin Chat 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
To make soccer chat again? Because no. That would be a waste of all of our ideas, because it would just be like...
Oh yeah, that was the name. Vale Ski Bum. Yeah, I'm subscribed to him on my main channel. He makes pretty nice videos.
Oh, Vale Ski Bum. Yeah, no, I actually know Vale Ski Bum. I've gotten that name. Vale Ski Bum's alright. I think his content can get a bit repetitive.
Sometimes.
I don't really... He has a little bit of... He like milks Gravity Falls a little bit too much, but... Never gets the views, man. Will penguins ever be able to eat, like, eating animations? I would like to add, like, a pizza animation, maybe a drinking coffee animation, maybe with, like, a certain item or something.
That'd be cool.
Be cool. Chat 3 or whatever, just for an April Fool's joke. I mean, Oh, I'm kind of torn on making our April Fool's joke just a copy of another game. I feel like we could do a bit better.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with all the ideas that I've got swirling around. I've got like 3 different texture jokes and 3 different modeling jokes already planned for each room. I think I could do a bit better than just making Penguin Chat 3 in 3D.
Very true.
The truth without words, a question that will need Flash Player or another program. What? Project, the truth without words. Okay, sorry. The first part is just like saying it's a good project. A question, will it need Flash Player or another program? You don't need anything. Just download it. Dick's son. No comment. The whole stream, but how much longer will it last? I don't know how much longer Will's gonna be on, but
I just need to finish these roof windows, and then I'll probably end it.
Yeah, because I'm getting pretty close to bedtime, for me personally.
No, I'm not, but I'll probably work more after this.
Gonna have to sleep at some point. Probably not yet, because I want to get a bit more of my pet project done. But after this stream, I'm pretty much off the clock. Will DJ Max be back? Look around. First person sledding. Planned. A question. Will you do professional shorts like the original Club Penguin but in 3D?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I know that is something I'd really like to look forward to.
Don't end. The end is nigh. Yeah, the end is nigh. We've been going at it for, I think, like, minutes, but we were on, like, for 20 minutes before that, so we're at, like, a solid hour and a half. Pet project. I've talked about it before. I'm basically recreating the original Club Penguin using old concept art from pre-beta, and there's a bunch to look at. There's some I'm adding, some I'm not. Some things I'm making like kind of a bit, they got like a spin on them. I'm adding some Penguin Chat rooms, just kind of going for like a melting pot of influences and seeing where that goes. If you want more information, you can DM me on Discord or anything like that. You will have a first-person camera. Yes. Will there be different animal puffles like a bat puffle or a rabbit, etc.?
We don't plan to add those at all. But if people want that, then we'll probably add it.
There's an insane demand for it, we'll do it, but, you know, our artistic style has always been classic.
Let me see this one.
Is the bowling alley actually going to be in the game?
I have an explanation for that, because I think you might be referring to the photo on my Twitter, but that was just something unreleased that I made a while ago that I just decided to post a render of, and that is probably the only unreleased image I ever posted, because my computer is clogged with a lot of stuff that hasn't even been shown, like, or seen at all. A lot of just like concept, like models and stuff. But if we ever have room to add it, then we'll look into it and probably add it.
Open custom rooms, and how long have you been working CP3D? We've already talked about that in detail. When I signed up, I picked dark green as my penguin, which raised 2 questions. Will there be lime green? Will there be color buying in the game? Yes and yes. Both already implemented. Bull versus crab. Click, click. Eat bowling alley. And or deer puffle, but classic is nice as well. We'll probably be going up to, at some point, probably going up to the last quote unquote classic Puffle, which was when their last time they did colors, so brown. Hey, colorblind mode. I'm colorblind.
Maybe.
Will you guys add the penguin chat igloo?
I don't really know how that'd be done, but if it can be done, it will be done.
Can't wait for beta. Neither can we, although we are terrified of beta.
Yes, 3 days.
Double.
Let me just remind everybody, 3 days.
Well, actually, in a minute, it's gonna be 2 days.
Oh yeah, 2 days. Oh my gosh.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days until beta, everyone.
Now we panic.
Heck.
Now we
I agree. It was like the first Puffle that I really connected with, and I was like, wow, this Puffle is really like really my personality in a nutshell. Because I'm so smart, guys. I'm a gamer. Will there be items in beta? If not, an idea for a Halloween item in a pumpkin shirt. There will be items in beta. You can send an image of the Penguin Chat Igloo so you guys can get an inspiration. We actually have the Penguin Chat Igloo. We're just not 100% sure about implementation, how we would really, you know? When I first heard about this yesterday, I was so shocked I thought it had to be fake. I'll tell you for sure it's not fake because both Will and I have been heavily involved in the development and designing process. It's 100% real. Baby, you can always push back the date if you aren't ready. We've pushed back that date too many times now. We're ready. We're just scared.
Now we're ready with everything. We're just scared about servers. You know, those are gonna be, you know, we didn't realize how many people we'd be expecting because over 400 accounts were made. You know, it's very, very scary.
Very big number. Like especially when you're dealing with numbers that are a lot more tame than that one. It can come as a bit of a shock to the average everyday Joe Schmo. Yeah, okay. Our mascot's implemented. That is the word of the night. Servers. That is where the terror comes in. Ooh, I want a pumpkin costume now. Player 54. I'm pretty sure I'm like player 8. I don't really know where I am in the listing. I feel like I was early, but not as early. I hit at one point, but... Will there be Halloween costumes, and will you add new mascots?
Yes and yes.
Oh, I know it's real, but I was just so surprised when I first heard. Trust me, when I got here a year ago, and it was super far away from this point, I was surprised that it existed. I was like, wow, that's a really good project. I remember my first moments being on the server. I was like, I want to be a part of this. I don't know how yet, but I want to be a part of it. And then they were like, oh, hey, we have modeler applications open. I was like, I will do that. Please give me work. And clicked with the staff, and I was put on. The rest is history. Now I'm doing a stream for the work that I've put in. So dreams do come true, everyone. Will there be interactive little, for lack of a better word, clickable objects like the puzzles that move around the pet shop or in the cash register in the gift shop? That would be a lot of 3D animation, so maybe in the future, not right now.
I'm pretty sure Paolo's adamant about that. About that
Do it at some point.
interactivity.
Because it's part of the CP touch, but yeah. / quest. Planned, but not for a while. Seriously impressive. I'm so glad there are people like you out there that care enough to put in effort for a project like this. It's amazing to have a community that is so great. Thank you so much. Comments like that just make all the work worth it.
Very true. No, I appreciate how much the community appreciates us, because
Oh my god. If I knew when I first signed up that I was gonna have a community of people that were like so adamant about all the work I put in, I would have worked like in the dark ages that I did. But wow, it's just crazy, man. How much support there is.
yeah.
I won't be able to play the game, but that's why I'm here for the tracking community. Any way you support the game is completely amazing to us, and we appreciate every second.
And who knows, maybe we will adapt it to mobile sometime in the future, but who knows, if people really do want that, then we will for sure look into it. So if you guys want that, then start DMing us demanding it, because we'll figure out some way somehow.
Might not want to put in that they're allowed to DM us at any time for that, because we're gonna get a lot of mobile wins.
Yeah, but just don't
Remember
spam.
alpha testing?
Oh yeah,
I remember alpha
I remember that.
TV3D alpha win.
Jeez. Well, you know what? Now they can't ask when the release is, so.
It's true, they can't. Thank God. You're here, and I've got to say I love this project. I feel like I'm watching my childhood be rebuilt, and I absolutely love it. Keep up the great work, guys. Comments like that just make my heart melt.
Exactly. Same.
Oh my God. I feel like when you're watching like AGDQ and you get like, you see all those people that are like, oh yeah, I thank you for making my childhood more interesting. Good luck on the stream. Like people like that, man. It just I know it's not the same feeling, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. I don't know, because you always see like you always think it's like, wow. It's like when I talk to R Snail, like Rocket Snail, like in messages, it came to realization I'm talking to the person that literally made my childhood. And if we could make, a new generation's childhood, then that is gonna be terrific right there.
Get me started on that idealism. Oh,
That is gonna be
let's see.
insane.
And on CB3D a day. Just CB3 in general, like developing, talking to us on Discord, planning, etc. For me personally, a lot of my day is spent looking over new development plans, doing models. I don't really talk with the community as much as I would like to because I've got so much going on, but I always try to make at least a few stops in a day and do a model once a week, or actually spat out a model today that I was working on for about 2 hours, I'd say. That Will's super involved in pretty much every aspect of development and community building. I mostly just kind of come in, do a stream every once in a while, make a few mac and cheese jokes, and then move on, but Will is crazy.
Oh, Paolo has become a little more crazy with the project than I have, and I appreciate him for doing that, but...
Paolo's been getting crazy.
Very, I'd like to add.
I grew up playing games like Wizard 101 and still go now to this day MC, but Club Penguin was the first ever game I played. It's definitely made a very big impact on my life. Clearly, I'm still doing work for it. It's so surreal to think that you can have such an everlasting impact on so many individuals' lives, especially at such a young age. Rival Flav, and stop. You're gonna make me blush. I think you just made me blush. Yep, you made me blush. Stop it.
Aw, man.
It wasn't my first game, but it comes pretty close. I agree. Have you guys seen the Club Penguin Roblox reboot? I stay away from Roblox in general.
I don't know. I play Roblox sometimes. I'll admit that because I just like to play games, but I don't think I've seen a reboot before.
Looking for a 3D model of the town out of sheer curiosity. This whole project makes me think of if Club Penguin flopped together with Toontown. That's a pretty good way of thinking about it.
I'd say so.
Question, do you have a Discord server? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Let me see if I could pull up a link for you real quick. Let me see real quick.
Can't wait to play in an environment like this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
There you go.
I can't.
There's the link.
Oh, nice. I don't think I can express my gratitude enough for all of you, but trust me, I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart.
Same.
How much I appreciate all of you guys. Not even all the people that are on this wonderful stream, all of you, but every single person who's tuned into one of my modeling streams or talked to me on Discord or just been there when things have gotten tough. Single one of you, and I hope that you guys will hang out with me on Club Penguin 3D. To be honest, I'll be pretty frequently active because, you know, I want to see you all. I want to have a good time. Developers have to do a little bit of moderation here and there, so.
Very true. I think I totally forgot about the doors.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow but it's gonna be worth it because of all the thanks I've been getting. I love you guys. Do you appreciate my small corner of the community? Yep.
Yes.
I do. To have this period where I was shunned away from the game because, oh, it's for kids. Now I've come to accept that I love this game with creative world building and lasting impact. I had that point in my life too, but it was mostly for my family. It was like, you're still playing Club Penguin, it's a kid's game. Why are you playing that? You gotta move on to whatever, Call of Duty, whatever they made me play. But Club Penguin was that game that just, it touched me, it grabbed me, and it didn't let go. And even still to this day, obviously, I'm on a stream about another Club Penguin game I'm working on. It hasn't let go, and it won't let go. It's going to have an impact on the rest of my life, the way I look at the world and look at game development. Just, I can't thank the Club Penguin team enough for doing that.
Yeah, I've sort of had that mentality for a while because, I told my parents, it was like, oh, hey, I'm working on this like Club Penguin thing. They're like, wait, you still play Club Penguin? And then I realized Rocket Snail said it's not really a game for kids, but it's for all ages. There's no real age limit. It's for everybody because you don't really have to be a target age for it. You could just be, everyday normal Joe playing it because, I'll admit, I don't really play games, to be honest. People out there now my age play Fortnite, whatever, but, I'm not really into those types of games. I like, just like nice social games that are easy to get into. Crazy how big the community has grown, and I appreciate each one of you.
We got paragraphs coming in. I really want to be a developer, but that's going to be hard to do. I really just want the sensation of people running around enjoying any environment that I made, but I don't know how. Any advice? Learn a programming language. Please. Do not go in completely unguarded and completely idealistic to go. You have to know at least some programming knowledge, and hire some people that know a little bit more than you so they can point you in the right direction. That's where I'd start, personally. Bro, if someone saw me playing CP at school, I'd be a freaking laughingstock. Dude, doing models in school, which I've done before, is like a covert stealth mission for me, because I'm trying to make sure that no one's watching and sees a Club Penguin model, because it would look, I'm a 17-year-old playing Club Penguin. You can see how much of a freak show I'd be. Some people know, and some people spread it around, and people kind of know me as the Club Penguin guy, but it's a little bit less making fun of than you'd expect. It's just kind of like a hobby now because the game's dead and everyone was kind of crazy over it for a while.
Yeah.
And most of our generation has been impacted by Club Penguin in one way or another. I've rarely come across someone who hasn't played the game or at least isn't familiar. Yeah, Club Penguin was definitely a cultural thing for our demographic. I love it, dude. Hey, I have a question. What program do you use to make CP3D? The models, the append, etc. Okay. The game is built in Unity. Programs used are Cinema 4D and Blender. with a touch of SketchUp for some of our older models. One of the main reasons why I actually like to get into a 3D collectathon platformer. Such an odd concept that it was amazing to me. I never played much CPI, but I have no problem with people liking it.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I was like going for with the Club Penguin 3D version. This server and got into it as much as I did. But now that CPI is closing, I kind of have a bit more respect for it. Wonder what the core Club Penguin game would have had to do to stay relevant today. I don't want to wonder about that. I think that I am a very idealistic person. I think that the core spirit of Club Penguin could have shown? Is it shown? Is past tense of shine shown? I'm gonna say shined. It could have shined through, even through the rampantly changing social norms of today's youth. I'm just hoping that we wouldn't have like a mascot for like, you know, Jake Paul or something.
Nah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stay here and make sure that does not happen.
As long as I'm here, it's not happening either. Trust me.
Exactly.
Let's see. That model that you're looking just looked like a Cheeto Puff for a moment. LOL.
It's very true. Door handles are a very hard thing.
The freak do you talk that fast? Am I talking too fast? I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast.
I think it was that one question.
Words, so I might be talking a bit fast, but I just kind of think quickly. So, oops. Wood, seriously, same. I was eating wood before, and then I ate mac and cheese, and now I'm eating nothing because I'm trying to not get crazy. Oh, I definitely agree. Its core could have shined through, but they surely had to evolve to stay relevant, and the way that they went upon was clearly not the way to go. I agree. I am one of the people that will support New Club Penguin a little bit more than most. Certain things where they definitely went in a very wrong direction. Things like, for example, all the Disney parties. Rooms, not all, because I do like some of the redesigns, but some of the new rooms were pretty bad. Especially things like the skate park, which was nice to me, personally. It was kind of added for one party and then just stuck around. Kind of bothered me because they didn't really feel genuine. I wonder if anyone will make an HTML5 Club Penguin. I know of someone who is doing that. That's building out a Club Penguin HTML5. I know about someone who's doing that. I'm pretty sure they're still doing it, to my knowledge. A launch. Shouldn't engage because it's more like what is there, which is most of the rooms, catalogs are there somewhat, items are around. Most of the core concepts are there, but a lot of the polish is not. Plenty that the modern game did right, but there's plenty of obvious mistakes as well, sadly. I would agree. There were things that were definitely done right. I personally, as much as people will lambaste me for this, I do like some of the redesigns of the rooms. I think some of the AS3 ones look pretty sleek. Not gonna lie. It's like the unnecessary changes were a bit annoying to me personally. Things like I like the book room becoming more useful as an editorial for the Club Penguin Times. That made sense. Makes sense? Putting the smoothie area in the coffee shop, because those things don't really go together.
Yeah.
It had purpose. I was very happy with it. Purpose. It just left me asking why. Like the Puffle Hotel.
I don't get why that was.
Get the rainbow Puffles. Why is there a Puffle Hotel?
Are Puffles like on the same level of like rights as penguins?
Oh.
Well, it's like an
you count
question.
penguins? Your opinion on the community rising, like discords being created, clans arriving, etc. Well, a lot of the CP community right now is relatively toxic, and we've tried to stay out of that toxicity. I dabble a little bit more in it than Will does, because I'm kind of in all walks of the Club Penguin community. We're trying to stay out of the toxic areas, and we're trying to keep our game kind of a separate entity from the rest of the community a bit. think we've done a pretty good job, personally.
Yeah.
Oh, there are pet hotels in the reality world. Yeah, there are. Why do we need one for Puffles? What was the purpose other than to get the rainbow Puffle, which was really the only reason that it existed? I did like that was like a Puffle room thing. The cave mine becoming like a gold mine for gold Puffles was interesting. I don't like the gold Puffle that much, but that was the best way they could have done it if they were going to add it. So
called
that one.
Real quick on the stream, I want to ask the stream, which render looks better? This is render number 1 in perspective mode, as you're seeing right now, and this is render number 2 in parallel mode. So vote in the chat, 1 or 2. Right, this is 1. This is 1, and this is 2. So tell me in the comments which looks better. 1, 2, 1, 2. That will be posted in announcements once you guys have voted, and we'll answer about like 5 or 10 more questions if there still needs to be things cleared up.
I really like the roughness of old CP. It reminds me of Peanuts in a way. I'd argue that its simplicity is what gave CP so much charm. I agree.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the rough sketches as well. They're gonna make it sleek. They did a good job. My opinion. Like, I don't really think they needed to make them sleek, but if they're trying to modernize the designs from the early 2000s into like the mid 2010s, people were gonna freak out anyway because nostalgia. I freaked out personally. I didn't like it when it was first.
I don't know, because it's gonna
it's a
seem
bit more of the mental clarity to be like, this has to be something that happens. Sorry, Will, I didn't mean to interrupt. Please continue.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was hard to capture that, like, rough, flash feeling to the original in 3D. But I hope that we're doing it right. And at any point, if we don't capture that, feel free to, nail us on the board about it, because we really try to get that nostalgic feeling with the whole game, and that is trying to replicate the drawings and flash images, and I hope we're doing that right.
I mean, that was the biggest hurdle to modeling things, because they couldn't be. The thing about older Club Penguin art is that it's slightly off, and it's very hard to make something slightly off in 3D. Because I model relatively geometrically, so there's been times when Will and Paolo have both been like, make this a little bit more concave, add some depth here, and it's like, this doesn't look right, but it looks right. It's like that. It's like in the uncanny valley, where it's like almost correct, but needs to be a little bit wrong, and it's extremely hard to get that right.
Yeah. I don't know, for
You're wrong. The polish they added throughout the years was a good choice. I agree. Maybe you should do some vines or something under the house if it's not too complicated. I wish I could have started playing CP earlier. I started in 2015 when I was in 2nd grade. I wish I could have joined during 2012, but I would have been in kindergarten. 2012 was actually when I... Actually, no, sorry. 2012 was when it was my last year. 2013, beginning of 2013 was when I officially dropped off of Club Penguin completely. Because I started looking through old parties, and I was like, in 2013, it looks like there was a lot of gaps. I don't remember much 2013. I remember the prehistoric party slightly. I think after that, so it's kind of like 2012 was like my last hoorah. So I played for 3 years basically, and then I moved on to private servers and developing over there, and moved on from there.
So real quick, I want to interject on this person that says, I asked Arsenal today if he had the original Club Penguin model used for animations in the game, and he told me that he does have it, only he can't load it or even release it. And I want to say for the record, dang, I wit, because I'm pretty sure they use 3ds Max, and I'm pretty sure that's what the file is. And man, I want him to give it to me. I want that model so bad. That would be such a plus if we did have that model, and hopefully one day he could release it to us, And if he did, that would be one of the greatest things to ever happen, like with the technical Club Penguin side of things.
Oh man, being able to have that model and being able to reference things off of it, oh my god. That'd be great.
It would.
Hey, if you do a Halloween party, will you do penguin ghosts? Probably not this year because that's a lot of work. Purist right here, lol. Yeah, I actually was in the worst, I mean, not the worst era, because the worst era is late, but I was at the point when I joined right at the transitional period in 2011 where things started getting worse, but I'm super nostalgic for like late 2009 all the way up to the beginning of 2011 Club Penguin. Things like the sports shop, and the old mine, and even the cave expedition in like January and February, I'm a bit nostalgic for. It's just, you know.
Yeah, but speaking of, there are images of the model, of the original Club Penguin model, and we have used those references. I will show the Penguin model, the accurate one I have, at the end of the stream, which is about in a few minutes. But right now, I want to just answer one more question. Someone says, I'm 14. Are you in middle school or high school? I am in 8th grade, going into high school next year. Cannot wait for that, by the way. But now I will show the original image that I was modeling, and I will then show the finished product. So let me pull it up real quick. Hold on real quick. I gotta render it again. Okay. So let me see. Okay, that was the original one I was trying to replicate, and I couldn't get it all done, but I got most of it. Okay, this is my model. This is the original. Let me sort of adjust that a little bit.
To be honest, it looks too good.
I know there are some inaccuracies. I'll admit to that completely, but I haven't finished it yet because I don't know. I tend to go back and forth on a lot of models. I like to polish stuff up a little bit, and I didn't add any lighting or textures to it yet, but it's not 100% accurate. I still need to add stuff, but I think I got the main shape right. I do take some liberties with some of these.
In this field, you have to.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to add the other window on that one side. I forgot about that, but other than that, it looks pretty nice. I think I did okay with it. I don't know.
Will's better at modeling than I am.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I would not.
My friend. Can you guys actually try to recreate the original 3D model used in Club Penguin? Well, I mean, you could technically say that Will's Penguin model is kind of a 3D recreation, but not a direct one.
I have recreated it in my own sense, and I will cut to that in a second because I've got it to a point where it's accurate, where I'm happy with it, because Cinema 4D has a option where you could render in this sort of flash looking cartoonish render. Let me pull up the Penguin model for you guys just so we get some things cleared here real quick. Let me see. Alright, first I'm gonna pull up the model that I've done, and this is as accurate as I can get it. Okay, so this is the model itself. This is as accurate as I can get it with all the references. Okay, and then let me open up the other file that I have, which is with the special rendering on. If I could get it real quick. I think this should be it. Okay. This is... Okay. So, I'll sort of explain this. So, this is a camera angle that the original used. I sort of replicated the camera angle and added textures to the model. But, this is the real zinger here. When I render it, watch what happens. How amazing is that right there? That is the most accurate I can get it. And what this is called is something sketch and tune. And it's a type of rendering where it renders it to be all smooth, like cartoon-like, and it replicates it almost perfectly. And it was done so well that the YouTube miniseries Club Penguin Shutdown, I am working on making characters for those. I made 3, creatures for that, with the walking animations and all that, with all those cameras, replicated it, and made their own, like, creatures and characters for that series. And they have used them in episodes, so I recommend looking up Near Human Intelligence, Club Penguin Shutdown on YouTube. I think the newest episode has some of my work you might spot. But this is the actual model. And if you render it again, then you could clearly see it is a model.
Pull up a comparison between that and the actual sprite, because it's really close.
Alright, let me see if I can get the actual sprite real quick. Hold on, let me try to pull it up.
Everyone at home, this is the first time I've ever seen this one-to-one comparison, so I'm pretty much as in shock as you all are.
And keep in mind,
how
this
close it is.
Without any editing, because the original ran through some like Flash renderer. Can't think of what it was called, but this is everything smoothed out. Okay, but this is sort of my take on it. So you could look at that comparison. That's just a low res comparison, but you can kind of, see that it's pretty close. It should be pretty close. But my model, I've done animations with. I have full walking animations set up to it. So if I want to, make it look like the original Club Penguin, I could. I very well could. And that is the comparison. And while we have a few minutes left here, I will show the Club Penguin Shutdown stuff that I did. Just real quick. I don't really know if I have much permission to. That one, I didn't like that one that very much. Hold on. Let me pull up a better one. This one.
I don't know if it's the way that the stomach spreads out in the OG sprite, but the OG one looks a bit fatter.
Yeah,
it is a bit fatter.
It is. I don't really know how to make it fatter because the model itself is very fat. But this is the
model's chunky enough, Will. Don't stress it.
I know. I'm not saying I'm gonna make it bigger, but this is the Club Penguin Shutdown model that I did for their series. And I'm gonna let that render chew through real quick. So if anybody knows the series, I recommend checking them out. I did some renders for them. This is just one of the little abomination characters I did, and I will show how I set up the walking animation. Very tedious work. I'm gonna admit that right off the bat. Super tedious work. This is kind of what I had to do. There are about 9 cameras representing the 9 camera angles in the game. And if you could see, he walks fast, but they slowed down the frame rate of it a little bit. And once I have that animation rendered frame by frame, I go to the next camera angle, and then let that play through, go to the next one, let that render, next one. I did this with all three, and they all render out perfectly. And I'm very glad of how the result turned out in the final episode. It looks almost seamless. But I think that should cover the stream for tonight, and I'm glad that a lot of you stayed to the end, and I really appreciate the support that you guys have given me and our whole staff the whole way through, and I can seriously not wait for you guys to test beta this Wednesday and when we release. So I will see you guys on beta, and I appreciate you guys coming out to the stream.
Thanks for coming out.